Okay. I don't know why it took so long, but I restarted the virtual machine here, and we now have some information here regarding information. What am I saying? We got the icons back up. It was just some sort of glitch there. But if I scroll all the way down here to the T's, you can now see that we do have a toggle keyboard entry there, and when we click it, it opens up the keyboard here. It can also be found under accessories right there, toggle keyboard. So when we click this, but we don't want to have to go and find it each time. We want a button on the panel here. So let's try. If we click and hold here, then we can click add and see what comes up here. Do we have anything in here? It does not show up here. Oh, here we go, utilities. And we'll scroll down. Oops, I tried using my mouse wheel. It didn't seem to like that. I guess since it's a touch screen interface, you're not going to have a scroll wheel normally. So I am going to have to click all the way through here. Probably if I added that to the panel menu rather than just the utility menu, it would show up in that first menu there. Let's see. Darn, I was hoping it would show up in here and make things... Oh, right there, toggle keyboard. Click that. Yep, nope, that didn't add anything. I was just trying that. I just noticed that a minute ago that I could click that and it didn't seem to work. But if we go to our terminal, what we can do here is we can use a Matchbox application. So mb-applet launcher -- desktop, because we have a desktop file, but we have to give it the full path. So we're going to say usr share applications and toggle keyboard. So when we hit enter there, something went wrong. Oh, failed loading the keyboard image. It's funny because it does have an image. Let's see. This is the folder here that has all our images that we can use. Let's list that out. And let's list out, if I do this. So we can change it to that. Let's do that real quick. So basically what it's saying is it was unable to load the panel icon. The icon we're using maybe doesn't have a size that's small enough for the panel there or something, because I know that the file does obviously exists since there was it's being used in the desktop environment. So real quick, let's go back to our user shared applications, and we will nano into our thing here, and instead of keyboard, let's use GOK, which is the GNOME keyboard, and we will save that, and then we'll try to run our Matchbox applet launcher desktop here to our desktop thing. And interesting. Now I know I did this the other day. Failed to load image. Maybe I have to say PNG. Let's see. Oops. .png. There we go. Okay, let's we'll use that icon. I like the way it looks. So that's there. So it's now on the. We can click this back and forth. The only thing is, if we close this terminal, of course that's going to go away. So we need to put this into a script. So we're going to sudo nano our usr bin, and we'll create a script called toggle keyboard panel. We'll say once again that this is a bash script, and we will paste in. Oh, it didn't. Oh, it did. Okay, it was just. I'm not used to nano. Okay, desktop. Okay, so now we can save that, and we will sudo changemod +x to make that executable. So now we can run our command here called toggle keyboard panel, and it puts it there. But same thing, we're running it in the terminal here. So what I'm going to do is create one more desktop, and there might be an easier way to do this. I haven't done a lot of work in the Matchbox environment. This is just how I came up with this. We'll go back here to, let's search back, and instead of toggle keyboard desktop, we'll toggle keyboard panel. And actually, instead of writing out the whole thing again, let's do this. Save ourselves some time. We'll copy the file we already created to a new file. And I hope I'm not losing you here. And then we're going to sudo nano into toggle keyboard panel desktop. And we will change this one. We'll change its name to just to make things easy, I'm going to call it AA panel keyboard, and instead of executing that, it's going to execute our panel script, and hopefully you're going to see what I'm doing here. And then once again, I'm not really sure how to refresh the desktop. Let me quickly do a little Google search here on the other screen. Matchbox desktop. I guess I can show you what I'm looking at. I'm just Googling Matchbox desktop. I'm going to see there's got to be a way to refresh it. Actually, let me do Matchbox remote, because there's a remote command in the Matchbox package that allows you to do things real time. So remote, that will toggle the visibility of the desktop. And I don't see anything for refreshing. And I don't want to take this video, make this video last too long. So we're going to say sudo kill all xorg. Hopefully this time when we log back in, it gathers all those icons. And what may have just taken a while last time was that it saw that there was a new desktop file, so it was rescanning all of them. And on a machine like this, that could take a little bit. In our next tutorial, once we get this keyboard working, we will add some swap space to this, which will hopefully help on a system with low system resources like a tablet. So logging in, and what I'm probably going to do is I'm going to pause the video and just let it do its thing, because I don't want to go over my 15 minutes on YouTube here. Oops. Okay, so yeah, it just took a second, I guess because there's new desktop stuff, it rescans them all. But right here you can see we have our button here for panel keyboard. Now we can click that and it will add the icon down here for us. But since we created that desktop file with the command to add to the panel, now if we right click and hold, or sorry, left click and hold, go add, and we'll go launchers. And the reason I named it AA is so that it would be at the top of the list here, so we don't have to scroll through, if you didn't catch on to why I was doing that, just to make it easier to find. We can now click that, and you can see it added it there. And it should save that setting if we log out. Oh. No, that's not what I wanted. Okay. Okay, so maybe adding it this way doesn't work. But if we go to remove, let's remove toggle keyboard, let's remove, see, I mess up all the time. That's fine if you mess up as long as you learn from it. So doing the add that way doesn't work, but clicking it there adds it. And in theory, if I log out now and log back in, which I'll do, but I'm going to pause the video just to save time. I'm going to log out and log back in, and hopefully that will still be there. Okay, and that's it. It did save it, so now we can toggle. It saved the wrong one. Okay. Oh, fun. Okay, let's left click and hold, remove, toggle keyboard. I'm also going to remove that app launcher because I don't need it since I have the big menu up here. So one more time I'm going to log out and log back in, and let's see what happens. Okay, it's funny because it did not take me this long the other day when I was just doing this for the first time, but it's acting funny. Like the first time you click it, it adds one, then after that it toggles. So we're going to try to manually do this. I don't know what I'm doing different than I did the other day, and I don't know why getting a keyboard up on the screen is so much harder than I think anything else we've done. I mean, we've done an ARM install, we've got GNOME set up, installed desktop environment, but making a keyboard come up on the screen is causing issues. But let's try to manually do this. In your home directory, there's a hidden folder called Matchbox, so it's .matchbox, and in that there should be another folder called mbdoc session, which is Matchbox doc session. And let's nano into that. And as you can see, we got the one that's the panel, which we don't want. So let's, I think Control K. Control K will cut that, and then the other one we just added. So you can see these lines are just what's inside the dock here. Now we can save that. The only thing is if we exit out now, I think it will overwrite that file if we exit out normal. But I think if we do sudo kill all xorg, I'm hoping that it doesn't overwrite that file, because if you normally exit out of Matchbox, I believe it overwrites that file with whatever is on the panel there, like as it's exiting, as it's closing. If we go back in and it doesn't, then I can try killing and restarting the panel itself, which may have been better than killing all of xorg, actually, now that I think about it. So we're going to say Debian. I also think that the issue I have with the icons coming up slowly, I think is a virtual machine thing, because I think once I get that gray screen, if I pull my cursor out of the virtual machine and just click the window itself, they appear. So I think it's just a, well, that time it did it by itself. Cross your fingers. Yay! Okay, so we just had to manually edit that file. So we didn't need to create this desktop panel, although I did that the other day and it worked. I don't know what I did different, but manually editing that file, we now have a toggling keyboard, and so now we can do something like what can we type in? We'll go down to a terminal here under accessories, right there. And if you're using the Matchbox environment, it's nice because it resizes the windows. So you can see that the terminal window goes all the way down to here. If we do this now, you can see it has resized it. Also, Matchbox by default makes all applications full screen, which is not great for a desktop environment, but for a tablet, that's a good thing. You can also do that in GNOME with a program called Maximizing or something like that. And we can just pretend like we're typing on the screen, list, enter. We can hit Control Alt and then something. How about Control R? And we'll say N and start searching back. So you got this nice keyboard. It has pretty much everything you need. It's got special characters if you click here. It's got your numbers up there. Definitely not the biggest buttons in the world, but I've used it on my tablet and they're usable. But we may look at other keyboards in the future. This is just my favorite as of right now. So thank you for watching. Also, Matchbox has a thing where you can write, and I have never used it, but you can write. But that's not good for the Archos tablet because you're not using a stylus, you're using your finger. So that's it. More tutorials coming at you soon. Please visit the links in the description for more information on what we've done in these tutorials. Visit filmsbychris.com. That's Chris with a K. Link to that in the description as well. And I hope that you have a great day.